if you know me, you know I have very strong opinions on Rek'Sai and Lurk as a whole, but very specifically Rek'Sai, because I, my friends, am a premier Void enjoyer. Absolutely, 100% love the Void. As a region, I love the champions, I love everything. And Riot, I guess, doesn't, because Rek'Sai is a fucking garbage bad card, which is why I decided that today I would cook up some Void champions of my own, right? My own creations to really flesh out what it is that the Void should be versus what it is that we got. So yeah, I was thinking for subscribers, we bring back Discord movie nights, right? Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Non-subscribers. What do the non-subscribers get? Bro, you cracked me up. I've designed 3 League of Legends champions that are not currently in Runeterra, and I'm going to be bringing them to the game with new mechanics, new cool, crazy, fucking insane ideas, just wild shit, absolutely mental. I hope that you are ready, because I know you're not, but I hope that you are. To begin, I'd like to preface this with, these cards were designed with the concept of the Void being the Void, not this bullshit, put the Void champion in a region. No, because the Void's whole thing, aside from like weird tentacle Cthulhu shit, is that the Void can exist anywhere. The Void champions, right, should do that. And Runeterra is missing a generic region, so let's do that with Void. So all Void champions and Void cards can be run with any region combination. They don't take up a region slot, as long as you're running a Void champion. So keep that little detail in mind. And yes, that does in fact mean that I would like to see Rek'Sai and all the lurking Xerxai cards ported out of Shurima into this new Void concept, where they can finally exist and we can actually brew decks that aren't the same fucking thing over and over again. So let's kick things off with the first and most simple of the Void champions, VelKoz. My principal design concept with VelKoz was, what does VelKoz do in League? Deletes people. And so what should he do in this game? Delete things. So I decided to take VelKoz and incorporate his passive deconstruction. With VelKoz, at round start, you will grant enemies deconstruction stacks based on the number of spells that you cast. No enemy can have more than 3 deconstruction stacks. And once they've been given 15 deconstruction stats, this is 10, not 15, 15 deconstruction stats, he will flip into better VelKoz, and after he applies deconstruction stacks, he will just obliterate every card with deconstruction. Every single fucking one. And so how are we going to capitalize off of this? Well, there's actually a lot of ways to do that already in the game. I didn't want to include too many new crazy nuts spells. Instead, I opted to just take some of the fun League creatures and put them into the game and make them kind of work with VelKoz, but also on their own. So we have his champ spell, Tectonic Disruption. It's just a stun card. Mogwai, you're welcome, sir. Yasuo needs help, and VelKoz actually could work with Yasuo, because now you have a way to make Yasuo not suck, so all your removal spells aren't trash. But I also said, let's add everyone's least favorite entity, the Rift Scuttler. Last breath, reveal the lowest cost card in your opponent's hand. I think it's important that Rift Scuttler is just as fucking stupid in Runeterra as he is in League of Legends. Moving on, let's add the Rift Herald to the game as a 5-mana 7/3. He's cool. I wanted to capture what Rift Herald does, which is he comes down and he hits towers and objectives super hard, sucks at fighting champions, and also dies really easily. So we've made him a 7/3 who deals double damage to the Nexus, meaning if he's not blocked, he's going to just deal 14 damage to your Nexus. But if he is hit by an enemy unit, he will take double damage, so he will die. And the final VelKoz support card is the ZZ Rot Portal. Cool item, would make a sick landmark for the Void, and ultimately just create this little guy called a Voidling. And whenever he dies, he's gonna give the strongest enemy a deconstruction stack to give VelKoz some juices, because VelKoz can level in deck. So this is VelKoz, is my fucking idea for it. Tell me what you think. Move on to our next champion and our first new keyword. Say hello to KaiSa, everyone. Everyone loves KaiSa. She's sick. She's Kassadin's daughter. Cool card. Really like it. So we're gonna give her a keyword that plays off of her whole thing, which is upgrading her abilities when you meet certain conditions. Instead, we're gonna create spells that are 2 different things at one time. It's kind of sick. I know. But let's go down into KaiSa first. So KaiSa is a 5 mana, quick attacking 5/4, who will on play and round start generate a spell called Icathian Rain. We'll get into that one later. It's pretty cool if you ask me. When you cast an Icathian Rain 3 times, she is going to then flip into better KaiSa, which basically means she just gets to hit the Nexus when you target her with Icathian Rain. So that's kind of the whole shtick of KaiSa, is that she's going to be able to strike a bunch of shit and hit the Nexus, and her flip isn't super duper impactful. It still is impactful, but it's not super duper nuts. You still have to put a lot of work in. Alright, now what is the Icathian Rain? You might be thinking, Absol, is that her champ spell? No, you're wrong. It's just a raw card you can collect anyway. It is an epic, because epic cards are bad and I'd like to see some good ones. Icathian Rain says, hey, you want to pay 4 mana? Cool, I'll deal 1 6 times to random enemies. But if you pay 6 mana, you can pick an ally to strike enemies 6 times, random units 6 times. So this card already, I know what you're thinking, this sounds fucking insane, and it probably is incredibly unbalanced. In fact, most of these cards are going to be unbalanced because I'm not a game designer. Okay, I'm just coming up with cool ideas. Riot would handle any balancing. Moving on, her champ spell is Supercharged, a 0 mana focus speed spell. It is our second upgrade spell, and we're going to be able to pick one. For 2 mana, we'll give an ally +1 and quick attack, or for 4 mana, we'll give an ally +1 and elusive. So I didn't want to overshadow cards in regions that already do these things, but I wanted to give other regions the chance to have access to those similar effects. Granted, quick attack can be a lot of fucking use to units that don't have it. KaiSa, I just noticed, does not have quick attack in the art for her second level up. Do note, she should. She does have quick attack when she flips off of, if we're doing it my way. But yeah, it's cool to give things quick attack and stats, and also elusive is a nice keyword to give things. Killer Instinct is a sick ability. We're gonna pay 3 mana to give an ally barrier, or 6 mana to swap 2 allies, so it's kind of like the Shen Stand United spell, but you're gonna choose. And I really like having the flexibility at burst speed to just decide what you want to do, right? Swap is a great keyword. I'd love to see more swap cards in the game. We need more of them. And then last but not least is Void Seeker for our upgrade spells. Also noticing now it does not have the upgrade keyword on it, but it does. Is the upgrade spell. Okay, you're gonna play it. You're gonna either pay 3 mana to deal 2 to one enemy, or 4 mana to silence a unit for a round. So basically you're gonna pay 3 mana to Mystic Shot, or 4 mana to just Hush. I think silencing at anything higher than 4 mana feels pretty bad, and it's fast speed, so it's worse than Hush because you can Hush his burst speed. And our unit for KaiSa is Living Weapon. This is a fun card. Probably will be really, really busted, but maybe not, because some of these spells have really high mana costs. They're pretty expensive. When you use the Living Weapon, all spells with upgrade are going to just become the highest cost, and they're going to change the word or with and as long as it is in play. So just kind of like a, hey, I pay 6 mana, and now all my upgrade cards are doing both of their things, and they're super fucking sick. Alright, and Icathian Rain, striking 6 random times, letting you pick KaiSa, and then you clear the board, and then you can maybe cast one from your hand, and then you hit the Nexus. Moving on to our third and final Void Champion that Absolution has designed for you today. Say hello to my favorite boy, KhaZix. Now, KhaZix, right, in League of Legends is all about killing, consuming, and adapting. And that's why I wanted to design KhaZix to do a similar thing, okay? He's known for his isolation passive and his reset. So I've taken both of those sick things and put them into the game in their own unique way. First things first, KhaZix has the isolated keyword. An enemy is isolated when it attacks or blocks and there are no other enemies to its immediate left or right. So what I decided to do was make KhaZix an assassin champion who's actually better at blocking than he is at attacking. And let me get into that a bit more. KhaZix himself is a 2 mana, 2/3. When he battles an isolated enemy, we're going to give him +2/+0 and quick attack for the round. Now this does apply on block. Normally it's when I attack, but this is when I battle. So when KhaZix blocks in something and you only swing with 1 unit and I have KhaZix out and I block that, I'm going to have quick attack, so I'm going to trade into your shit better. This is really cool because we don't really see the ability to apply a lot of these more aggressive, like double strike, quick attack, these kind of like impact and shit, these keywords on block for good reason. But I think doing it with KhaZix really fits into his style, and it's very hard to actually get that condition off in later parts of the game. Once you've slain 3 isolated enemies, KhaZix will flip and become super duper cool. Whenever he battles an isolated enemy, does the same fucking thing. But when he slays an isolated enemy, we're gonna get the resets, and he's gonna switch with the ally to his right. Basically, right? What KhaZix is gonna allow you to do is kill an isolated enemy and switch with an ally to the right. Did I say ally? That's supposed to say with the nearest blocked ally. So the idea I had in my mind, sorry, I messed that up on the type, my bad. But my idea I have is KhaZix kills something, switches with your next unit that's blocked, okay? Kills that thing, does it again. And I've built the KhaZix support cards around that general idea. Starting with his passive Unseen Threat. It is a stun card for 2 mana. It's gonna stun units to the left and right of an enemy, but not that actual unit itself. So this is gonna be a pretty cool stun card. You have to really think about how you're gonna use it. Your opponent has to think about how they're gonna play around it, and it being at fast speed means you can kind of fuck stuff up. You know, balance-wise, 2 mana might be a little cheap, but stunning is such a bad type of removal, I think that it's okay to pay less mana for it. Our first unit for KhaZix is the Void Reaver, a 1 mana 2 quick attack, skill, play, give the strongest enemy immobile. Alright, so immobile is going to be a keyword KhaZix is going to love because it's going to restrict the number of units your opponent has that can attack or block, thus making it easier to get those isolation kills off and do the whole bullshit thing that he loves to do. Our next unit at 6 mana is our Rift Hunter. This is our game-ending unit for KhaZix, big boy, powerful card, and he has viability outside of it. He's going to be a bit more viable with KhaZix. So, Rift Hunter, when an isolated enemy is slain, rally. This sounds really busted, probably should only happen once per round. Balances for losers, we ride to die. And last but not least, Void Parasite. This is another cool thing we don't have. We have multiple ways to put cards in your deck, but I have no way to put cards on your board. And I think putting cards on your opponent's board is a great way to interact with them in a new way. Void Parasite on play is immobile, so he can't attack or block. 1 mana 1/1 on play. You're gonna give control of him to your opponent when he leaves the board. So if they play a card over it, or they kill it, or whatever, you're going to create a fleeting copy of him in hand. I'm not sure how well the idea actually will work in practice, and it probably might need some more fine-tuning to be viable, but the idea of putting cards on your board that you can't do anything about that just suck for you, to me, is really fucking cool. That is going to be my designs for Void Champions in Legends of Runeterra. But if you have more cards you want to see specifically for the Void or maybe for other champions, just comment champions down below you'd like to see me design, come up with ideas for if you want to see more content like this. Also, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and as always, have yourselves a damn good one. Absolution. Signing off.